On the way from Tilpa to Bourke, we decided to stop off at a pub in Louth. It was called Shindy's Inn, very quaint, which I've come to find from the different country pubs we've stopped at on our trip. So this one had on the walls various, I don't know if the word's memorabilia. For example, there were a bunch of rabbit traps up on the walls, a bell of sorts. What else was there, Russell? Do you remember? Just farming bits and pieces, shearing equipment. And also there were a couple of mounted fish heads. The lady who was running the bar was really friendly. She'd been living in the area for, I think her family had been living there about 6 generations or so. It was good to have a beer, have a conversation with the bartender. We've just spent a fantastic couple of days in Bourke in New South Wales. The first thing I'd recommend doing is going to the Tourist Information Centre, which is also the exhibition centre. It's a great way to get an overview of the history of the area. I've found in my travels that once you get a bit of a history about a particular site, then it just means so much more. So the exhibition centre is fantastic. They use a variety of audio-visual tools, like there's videos, audio recordings that you can listen to on headphones. They've got maps of old tracks, old towns. There's also lots of signs that give you information about people, places, that sort of thing. We spent a good couple of hours there. It was really, really good. Another attraction in Bourke that's really worth doing is going on a tour of the paddle boat. So this is the PV Jandra that goes along the Darling River. So here's a bit of a tip. The boat initially goes downstream, so if it's a really sunny day, make sure you take that into account when you choose a seat. So it's a 1-hour tour along the cruise along the river, beautiful scenery. At one point you can see the old bridge, I think it's called the North Bourke Bridge. They don't use it anymore. It's close to vehicles, but you can walk on it. So the tour is quite informative. And afterwards you can drive around to the back of the old bridge and park a car and go for a walk along it. Another attraction in Bourke that I really enjoyed was seeing the old Crosley engine. So you can see it at any time. It's inside this cage, but once a day during the tourist season they run it for about half an hour. So it was really worthwhile having a look at that. While you're at it, pick up a brochure with mud maps of Bourke and the surrounds. Found it really useful to plan my itinerary for each day. So they've got a lot of self-guided tours there. One that I really enjoyed was the historic buildings of Bourke. It had a list of all the different historical buildings there. So, for example, the post office was really beautiful to look at. There's also an Anzac War Memorial that it's nice to go have a look at. It's at a park. The cemetery in Bourke was also worth visiting. They've got sections there for the different sects of the Christian religion. There's an area for the Catholics, area for the Anglicans, etc. There's also a section for the African Cameliers who were a big part of Bourke's history. I won't spoil it too much, but you can find out more about that in the exhibition centre as well. And interestingly too, Fred Hollows is buried in that cemetery in Bourke. So apparently he had a real affinity with the area. The other self-guided tour that's in this brochure with the mud maps is a tour of the maritime history of Bourke. It includes things like the weir there, the fishing reserve, the old wharf, and you can go for a walk along the river next to the old wharf. As part of the self-guided tour, you can also drive to the other side of the river to the maritime reserve, so that's well worth doing as well.